Sleep's a really good and healthy thing, right? And in the future, when we have control over the Wi-Fi, sleep will be very, very healthy. Right now, sleep is passing out to continue to be mentally and emotionally raped by perverts with technology. And that's all sleep is, As far as meditation goes, you still have to be in an active state of acknowledgement and understanding that you're being mentally and emotionally raped by scientists that don't deserve to be in your life because they're not worthy of it. They're not the glory of God, right? So you got to understand this. It's very imperative, right? Now, last night, there and took a shower, had conversations with Noah and Emily's and Natalie's mother and stuff. And Amy is literally a science project, okay, emotionally, by a group called the Temple Set Illuminati that wanted to correct all the bullshit about, quote, religion. Right? And if you're not capable of listening to someone like Haile Selassie or in Judah Krishnamurti, because Judah Krishnamurti had, they had him, I'm sure he knew who, Haile Selassie was, and, was quite aware of Haile Selassie's situation, and they might have even talked, I'm not, because I know, because he was in England, 1936. The present civilization, it cannot last. Oh, yeah. And he was in Brentwood, England, and that's where the people, the lady that he married lived. Okay. So, yeah, he met Haile Selassie, and so Haile Selassie met him. They knew who each other was. And that's the thing it's kind of fascinating. You get all this stuff, Suzuki and, Krishnamurti. And Krishnamurti traveled the world and was mocked and abused and treated like shit by rich people that owned people's property. And, he had to meet the fucking Saudi royal family, all these people that, oh, no, I'd want to, but they didn't, you'd want to rip their fucking head off and feed it to a dog and then feel sorry for the dog and say, why did I do that? Okay. You know what I mean? The closest I've ever met was the Coke's dog named Suzanne Martinez. And Suzanne Martinez paid the money for my nephew's college education. And he does NIL now for New Mexico State. And he's a good kid. But you try to explain to people, money's not real, and that the Lord's Prayer is perfect, and that the living embodiment of His Lord's Prayer is a human being, and the book says so. And the evidence of the book is overwhelming compared to what you think you believe in, given to you by corporations that will manipulate people and kill them with money and technology. Right? And so you're dealing with people that, in the shower in the house connected to the guy's house, you have black holes. Let's talk about black holes. Black holes. They make time stop and take away the capacity for existence for physical life as we know it. So you ever sat and listened to an egomaniac talk about all their success with their projects and their money? What's the difference between a black hole and an egomaniac? Absolutely none. Right? That's why the soul is greater than a black hole. Because the soul can share life with people and gratitude for life and the glory of God with humility. Okay. And a black hole can just make time stop and suck away everything, including your desire to want to continue to live. To understand. So when egomaniacs talk, and this will blow your mind because you got lots of money and you hang out with scientists that can manipulate people with money and technology. Why is this supposed to blow my mind? My mind doesn't need to be blown. It just needs freedom from people that blow or suck. And I'm not criticizing Arizona or Texas. Those are just jokes by people that believe money's real and think Jesus is a magic guy in the sky who lives with Johnny Cash and June Carter Cash and the Statler brothers. Don't forget the Statler brothers. I like the Statler brothers. Was it Statler brothers? Or, yeah. Okay. And they're not really brothers. They're just called that. Right? This is Statler brothers. Yeah. Daddy sang bass, Mama sang tenor, and flowers on the wall. All right. Some are brothers, some are not. The Everly brothers, real brothers, biological brothers. Okay. But I'm sitting there last night, and the dream wasn't real graphic, because by the time I went to the macho bullshit asshole who called himself a father and started beating the crap out of his muscle thug that was trying to gain access to a daughter through the courts and ripped the guy's head off, it was a plastic container. You ripped his head off? Yes. Because he was using the courts to get access to his daughter. And he didn't deserve access to his daughter. And trust me, that was just a reaction. Well, my first wife had a sexual relationship with a man before she married me, a human being before she married me, who wanted to be the Snoop Dogg of AJ, Apache Junction, Arizona. His cousin came out to visit from Ohio, and they all had sex together because he was being the Snoop Dogg. If you let your best buddy sleep with your, And then he was not wanting to take care of the daughter financially because he wasn't sure who was the sperm donor. All right. And then he went out drunk and partying, and Amy got mad because she didn't get a go. And then he beat the hell out of her 8 months pregnant. And the cops dropped him on the coffee table and down the stairs and loaded him up. Right, all the macho bullshit of all the men that protect and serve the community through money and fighting and sexual culture tribalism, right? And make advertisements about it right in front of the Messiah. Okay? After they've already offended on him and continue to offend on him through economic warfare and chemical warfare abuse, like Halliburton, Northrop Grumman, Johnson Johnson, and Lockheed Martin, right? So they're assholes. And then you get all these people that are trained to accept the reality of this lie and sit there and get with the young girl who's the product of the protector of the women and children of Israel. You sit there and go, oh, I couldn't be there for you when you were younger, but I'm there for you now. You have a job that pays a president that has pervert scientists that sexually groomed and abused her mother, and it affected her to pay each other to live here rather than stand up for the Lord's Prayer of me. And you think you're more of a man than myself or my son, who stepped up to protect her from sexual abuse through scientific manipulation, through economics. Okay, TAC wins. Fuck you. Michael Gopin just happened. You know what? You have no idea what law is, and you have no concept how to apply any meaning to laws. You're a black hole. You're a scientist with a war explaining to everybody how the universe is put together and how it's working, but has no idea or no concept how to have the courage of kindness for it to work in a manner that reflects the beauty of the true nature of the gift. All right. Yes, I didn't want to get up and do this. I was tired and I want to sleep, and I know I need to sleep. My body needs the physical sleep, but because of the chemical reactions in the air, my teeth are irritated and one of them's rotting away, and it's affecting my liver, and I have to get up and drink water, and then I got to pee all fucking night because I'm in a poison kill zone. Because people are turning people into science projects, and they're playing God with their pathetic little minds. And I try to talk to them and explain to them, I'm better than fucking Steven Spielberg's imagination with, I pardon you from Schindler's fucking List. Okay. And no, their brain takes over because they can, people at Fort Huachuca and at White Sands and Los Alamos can pull wearing people like they're programming a video game. And then they think that I'm an egomaniac. Because I say, I am teaching quantum computing how to reflect a real human being, and I'm correcting artificial general intelligence with a phone that they think they have control of. Okay, but they don't even have control of their own brains or genitalia. And people think I'm an egomaniac. It's like, are you serious? There is not a judge that wears a dress to debate fighting over fuck money on the planet, okay, that is my peer. And El Paso and Las Cruces sit there when Francis or Leo show up here, they go kiss his ass because he's the head of a bank that pays off child molesters with money. Okay. The same way. And then they all vote for president that has perverts that wear the same suits that were designed and made for the Kennedys. Okay. But we'll take the guy that's like Haile Selassie and watch him be poisoned to death and watch his family be sexually abused by pervert scientists and say there's nothing you can do about it because they can clone and they can make technology to bring virtual access in there and manipulate you with money and get you to accept their money as reality. And you're like going, really? You don't think in any way, shape, or form that I, with a Samsung Galaxy 10 and connecting to universities through an Xbox 360 can correct all technology in the world from being used for perversion. You don't think I can do that? It's hard because, tough guy. You're gonna do. It's like, I appreciate and adore my body. It's one of the most wonderful bodies in the history of the world. It can endure more torture, more pain and abuse without becoming a torturous, painful, abusive Genghis Khan pile of rapist shit to try to breed everybody off the planet. You William Young things. Batshit crazy fuckers, or a scared product of I need to get extortion money to live here, pay the devil to live here, and that makes me a man. I don't want to fucking hear you. I don't want to feel your thoughts. I don't want to talk to you and stuff. Amy last night with that too. So and she's sitting there and she's telling me, well, Natalie's very attractive physically. Okay, but she's an emotional mess due to the professionals in this town that keep everybody safe with their linguistics that they call laws. And I'm just going to leave her alone with, the people pretending to be a man around her that all have an extortion gig to pay to vote for president for the people that have a virtual presence in your house that can sexually assault and abuse you with technology, and you don't even fucking know what's happening. You just Cardi B your way through 2 Live Crew. I don't want to hear it. Oh, me so horny. Oh, fuck, not again. So, when you're the most intelligent person on the planet, and Amy used to always tell me about the black box, it's like your black box is a black hole. Okay? So you have a thing that collects all the information of people on a plane that can give executive orders to mass murder people to maintain the status quo over economics, which humans invented and tried to replace Jesus's love with that invention. So the bank at the Vatican is more valuable than my relationship with the women I married and then have children with, and then try to parent properly because I have faith in God and I have the courage of kindness inherent in this beautiful body through the soul that provides life to this beautiful body that's been tortured by a bunch of pathetic perverts that won't get up to help children cross the street, to get out of school, to go home with their parents, to be loved by people that are given the heart of Psalms and the seed of Proverbs instead of that you got to pay a pervert, money to live here. Son of a bitch. I said, okay, right there, guy. I sound like fucking Jim Harbaugh at his fucking press conference. He didn't want to say, well, we should have dominated that game because both their starting quarterbacks have been knocked out of the game because of brutality. We're just hoping our quarterback doesn't get knocked out of the game from brutality, so we have a chance to win the last game for the year for a boatload of fuck money. Yeah, he didn't say that. He just And the other quarterback, well, it's on me to prepare our team to win. It's like, how the fuck are you gonna win if because of brutality to get a big bag of fuck money to fuck a rap star, you can't do that right now? Okay, and then poor Carson Wentz, well, he sucks. It's like, nah, man, the kid's physically in pain and it hurts. Why do you think Malachi Nelson doesn't want to play anymore? Love you guys. We'll talk tomorrow. Yeah, sometime tomorrow. Peace.